Alright, so capture card seems fixed. I should really be asleep right now. It's 3:30 in the morning. Oh, fuck, the internet isn't working. That's a big problem. Like, huge. Fuck. Well, we can't play online. I might just purposely disconnect stream until this is fixed. Hang on. Sorry for the disconnections you're about to experience. I'll try to make this quick. Okay, cool. Alright, we're back. Hopefully it wasn't that bad. I'm not seeing any drop frames, but I saw that it was trying to reconnect and stuff, so. Anyways. Users played with. So when I went back to Splatoon 2, I noticed not much was happening. I really gotta look. Hang on, where's the app? Let me pull up the app and see the last time I played ranked was. Oh, I have folders now on my iPhone. I'm just gonna use the iPhone, doesn't matter. We need battle logs. History, here we go. That's not battles, no. Is it really not? There should be, yeah, replays, right? No, that's what's saved. X rankings, history, freshest fits. Is it under here? Badges, weapon stats, summary. Wondercross catalog, album work, Splatfest stages, weapons. View replays. But it shows me. But there's a widget. Here we go. It's under the battles tab. Oh, that's why I wasn't looking. I only look at the buttons at the on the screen, not like at the bottom tabs. Anyways. Yeah, here's a good streak of anarchy from I think it was today. Don't show the date. Okay, so we only have that time to work with. When was this? Yeah, today at 9:11 p.m. So 4:17 now. Yeah. So I'm gonna go 4:16 at like 9 p.m. 9:30, I think it was. Probably when the battle concluded, right? Actually, I can look at the people and kind of match it up. 9/11, okay. Oh. Oof. Oh, I have to see in-game name. The FBI. So they were on the opposite team. 210 hours. 520 in S2. Okay, that's pretty similar to me. 250. Alright. Bean? No, Grizzlord. Yeah, they were on the other team. They got 13 kills that match. So did the other person that I just looked at. Damn. These people just slayed. 335. I think that's think I have about that many hours, but S2 I have more. You were on the other team. You got 12 kills the blaster. 150 hours in this game. And no S2 knowledge? Wow. Oh, 190. Damn. There's like no one on my team. Yeah, this isn't this game. So no one on my team actually had like public hours on this, huh? Anyways. Where is this player? Shows 917. Oh, they were on my team with the Zap. They only got 2 kills, but 195 and 350. Probably just not used to playing Zap. Because 2 kills, 5 deaths, that's not a good ratio, but for this amount of hours, that's like, this probably isn't their main weapon. Damn. Why does no one have their hours up? It's like 920, you. Not in the, wait, okay, so you're a different match. This is a disconnect match. So I'm not gonna count this. But 460, this is crazy hours. I mean, they were on, were they on my team? I think they were. They were on the other team. Okay. Wait, yeah. That's crazy. The system thinks, oh yeah, this pricing beat me. Like, eh. 400 hours. Splatoon 2 hours more, but Splatoon 3, that's more than I have, I think. $30 at S2, 335. So definitely using my S3 data for this. What time was this? 9:22. This was the disconnect match? Oh, the other person knew. Okay. But what was their hours? That looks pretty good. Hmm. 2, 3. They. Oh, this DC, right? Let me just like go to the next one. That's 925. Well, let me just see UL's hours. 170, 115. That's pretty low. But I am an S rank, so 420, nice. And not much sleep. Okay. 335. Oh yeah, I looked at yours. Here we go. 55 hours. No S2? Oh, 190. Okay. So it definitely feels like it's taking account the Splatoon 2 hours. I mean, this person at least. Even if you buy it later, I guess it does. What was their IGN? They were on my team. This wasn't ranked too. It's like, that's a bit weak. Looking at the hours alone, 190 and 55, that is a bit weak in Splatoon knowledge, but you don't know. I mean, they have a lot of knowledge in Fortnite, so they know how shooters work, but yeah. I don't know, maybe they were really good. 95. This person was also on my team with 95 hours and 170. Why is it pairing me up with weak players? 2 people on this team were pretty weak. And then, but yeah, this was the other team. 280. and a little bit. All right, so that's not bad, I guess, for a match. Not in this match. All right. So that was a pretty low level lobby. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I got 4 kills, which is kind of shocking. But like the other team was getting, 12, 11. Two people got like 12 and 11 kills. That's why we lost, because they were just killing people like crazy. But that's the issue with the rank system right there. Also, this app is totally 60 hertz. Wow. What time was this? 9:41 p.m. Okay, so this match. But where is this person? Ah, there. 255. 985. Okay. Damn. They have some hours. I'm shocked on their performance. But I mean, they're probably just trying the new weapons. Let's be real. Cause like, yeah, most definitely. I mean, they won though. I'm shocked by how they won like that. But okay. Actually, it must have been a quick knockout, because I'm not seeing. Yeah, there's like 3 kills at maximum. Actually, one person got ate the machine. This was a quick match then. That's why. I didn't have time to do anything. That's why. I just saw the new did I just see the new YouTube boot up thing? Hold up, what? Where did I put it? I swear I just saw the new YouTube boot up. Damn. Anyways. 390, 335. That's pretty decent. 290, 160. Like if you compare it to my Splatoon 2 in 3 hours, it's pretty weak compared to Splatoon 2. Where most of my hours come in. 190, 915? Damn. Like I'm like this player. Played a lot of Splatoon 2, not much Splatoon 3 comparison. I mean, it hasn't been that long. I think for where I'm at, I'm pretty good in terms of time. But yeah. Jesus. This was ranked? Cause like damn. What time was this? 9:41. This person was on my team, which is good. Was this person Gachimon? Other team. Alright, I see what the system's doing. It's evening it out, which is cool. 410. I'm just gonna look at hours. 410, and that's it, I think? Yeah. This is Splatoon 2. I mean, Splatoon 2 season's pretty dead, but I am pretty shocked at like. I mean, it's matching me up around the 300 hour, but I feel like these people don't have hours in S3, but it doesn't look at that at all actually. So I'm shocked. All right, I need to go to bed, but overall, I am relatively shocked by like how the system works. Like, I thought I'd be seeing more players with not lesser, with more hours than this. Like, I thought it'd be more than me, but the amount of times we've seen that occur is like not much. Like Terraform, this was a Terraform match here, and it seemed pretty even, which is pretty shocking. But then when you go down the list, like it could definitely match you up with weak players. Don't get me wrong, which I don't discount that as a bad thing. But at the same time, it can match you up with some, which I feel bad for these new players, honestly, or these. Well, some people are new. Some people haven't got many hours in the game, So I feel bad for them, for going against someone like me who has this, But I do like sitting back and just relaxing with Splatoon and not playing so competitively 24/7. I feel like Splatoon does a good job at that though, where I could just chill. But at the same time, Splatoon 3 can really like rank it up. It feels like really put you against the skill, but it's also this is pretty like it's like it's semi even. I wouldn't say it's fully even, but it does a pretty good job at matching up between hours. I'm just looking at hour count, obviously not skill level. I don't know what these people's skill level is. 225. Like, I mean, this seems pretty weak compared to myself. Not gonna lie, I'm shocked I'm having the feelings that I do. I guess people are able to grasp onto this game really quick. I don't know. I'm not gonna play because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I need to be up at 10:45. So that's like 7 hours, I think. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So I'll see you all probably tomorrow, maybe. I doubt I'm gonna stream, but I'll be online playing Splatoon probably tomorrow after my classes. Actually, after my like first class, we'll see, because I might have work to do. I don't know until after my first class, but then I have another class at 5, so it's gonna suck. Anyways, I'll see y'all then, or later on in the week, or I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully this weekend I have to myself because I go home and it'd be nice. Because school has been hell. Alright, bye. Sorry for doing this, and if people have felt like offended, I just wanted to learn more about the system. Because we don't know much about it. We just know that it's like a win-lost MMR thing, and that it takes Glicko into account and Splatoon 2 data, and that's about it. And I want to learn more about it, And I know hours isn't a good estimate for data, but it's something. It's something. Hours don't equate to skill. People can spend, not much time and really grasp the game's concepts and how to play the game, really really quickly. Or some players just take a long time to do that. I have 800 hours in Splatoon 2, and I think 300 in this game in 3. Let me take a look. 390. Okay, so about 400 and about 900. What does Genesis have? Wait, do you not list? Oh, wait a sec. So those players who didn't have S2 they haven't played it recently. Alright. You play a lot of games then for it to be kicked off the list. Yeah, these are a lot of recent stuff. Celeste, that had to be recent then. Wow. Splatoon 2? No. Makes sense. They're not really a Splatooner. How many hours does the daycare kids have? Okay. How do they have 150 hours in Splatoon 2? Damn. Holy shit. That's about on par to me, actually. Wait, I don't think they've gotten 3 yet. I'm just curious what my friends' hours are now. 20 hours. And they haven't played S2, by the way. So. Alright. I'm shocked by how... I think it's just because people are really into, like, Splatoon. They get into it pretty easy, so... And it's fun. 240. Damn. I could just sit here and go through everyone. And I already did that today, actually. And yeah, they played 2. That's not sure. They play recent stuff. I'm not gonna go through everyone. I wish I could. But like, I feel like in Splatoon 2 I just felt behind for having the amount of hours that I've had. Being an S rank or an A plus is pretty weak, I feel like. Splatoon 3 being an S rank feels about right, but man, it's rough. It's just like, I go and play Anarchy Battle solo, and then, that's okay to be sweaty, but I feel like it gets a bit too much. Like, I mean, Splatoon 2 did get sweaty as well, though. I just feel like with Splatoon 2, it's like my issue with 2 is that the system just didn't it punished you really hard. So to the point where I just didn't feel like playing it. This game, it's like, man, it's so sweaty. People are so good at this game that I'm just like, I don't want to play it. But here's the issue: like, it's not just Anarchy Battle, Anarchy Battle series, but it's also open. But I don't know if that's just because it's matching you up with competitive teams or people who are playing with friends. You know, because I feel like that's a great place to play casually together or just in general, but not for like a team environment. You know, so I feel like League is great for that, but League's gonna have its own dedicated modes, which I'm kind of looking at like that may not be a good idea because I feel like if players want to know the game well, and practice the game's skills and mechanics and stuff, or just really test their knowledge at Splatoon 3 for like scrimming and stuff, you if there's a new mode in League that's completely different than everything else, it's like players are gonna be like, nah, we'll go to Anarchy Battle series, not series, open, and just play that because it's using a game mode that we want to practice. Um, yeah. Watch it just be like a slight modification, like, oh, it's 10 clams now instead of 8, but that still makes a noticeable impact to the game. So I don't know, but I think it can be a good thing. They can really add some game modes. Like Clam Blitz is already seen as a rough game mode for players because it's hard to communicate in that mode. But like because League Battle offers that communication most of the time, you can really throw some matches in there. Like you can really put some modes in there that are just you need communication. You need to be a team with coordination to play these modes. And I'm really excited to see what happens there. Um, I guess they're Clam Blitz. They just thought like, yo, we got to be careful with the modes we add to the game or something. Um, yeah, and then but like, it's not just Anarchy Battles though. Like series makes sense. Solo, not series. The series makes sense to be sweaty, but open's kind of like, okay, I'll give you the pass because of the situation going on right now. Maybe I just need to play open a bit more personally because I play a lot of series, but I never touch open because I just don't see a point right now. Um, which is weird because in Splatoon 2 I kept asking for it for the casual ranked setting. Um, and then I guess now that I know the modes work, I just don't care. I don't know. But anyways, well, I think it's because of Turf War. Because in Turf War, that's supposed to be the casual game mode for Splatoon. Like I go to Turf just to chill, just to play the game. I don't care about being good, getting kills, winning. I mean, I do kind of care about winning and stuff and doing well, but like, I don't want to just sit there and have to be like in a super sweaty lobby of really, really, really good players. I just want to play the game and have fun and do well a little bit and stuff, and just get better a little bit. I don't know. But it's like with the way it's set up now, I feel like every match is just really sweaty. People are really good at Splatoon 3. In Turf War alone. It's like, damn. Well, it's either that or you're on the opposite side of the spectrum where you've barely bought the game and you haven't, or you just got the game, just getting into it, or maybe, you don't know the game 100% like compared to myself, at least. Because like, I don't mean that in general in terms of like overall Splatoon, like you just don't know the game. Like, no, you do, but like not to my level. Um, where it just feels like your teammates are a step below you a lot. Which like, you want that, but at a time, it's like it feels like it's more like two steps below me. One step is fine because you want it to be a little casual, but like if you once you go past a certain limit, it just feels like people are just dumb. I don't mean to be rude, but it's like, mm, Yeah, it's like there's no in between. It's not like hitting that right note that Splatoon 2 is hitting right now. But the only reason Splatoon 2 is hitting it right now is because all of the cracked good players in Splatoon 2 are in Splatoon 3. So when you go to Splatoon 2 right now, a lot of people either have played Splatoon 3 and went thought, oh, let me play Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 veterans, which you don't see many of, um, who are just coming back just to have a fun time. Like a lot of people who are playing Splatoon 2 just want to experience it, you know? Either because they just bought 3, whether it's because, they've been playing 3 and they want to break from 3, so they go to 2 to kind of chill. So the environment of 2 is pretty chill. Whereas you go back to before S3, very different scene. But I still feel like it did a good job at differentiating Turf War and ranked to being two different vibes that 3 isn't doing that well. But it could also be the game. With Splatoon 3 being this very aggression seeking game, your specials are focused on aggression, and they're focused on making this big impact, but in a very short amount of time. Whereas in Splatoon 2, the things definitely feel longer and less impactful, but because of its duration, it is impactful. Um, so it's kind of like maybe it's just like because the game is so aggression focused, you're focusing on doing well more than you did in 2. In 2, if players weren't that good, you can just play it off with how the game was designed. Whereas in 3, because everything is all aggression based and stuff, you just know how things work. Like, you just like when players don't play to your level, it is stupidly obvious when that is. Um, and I don't know if that's because of the way the game was made or what. But I still feel like Splatoon 3 is still the better game in terms of 2. Because it's like when you look at the overall flow of the game, the specials, and the main weapons and stuff, and like I won't say the balance, but just the new specials that were added is the big thing that comes to my mind, and just how everything plays together. Like not I don't know the design of the game is the best it's ever been. The fact that we have every main weapon in the game right now is crazy. The kits are pretty good. Um, like yeah, some aren't good, but there's a lot of good kits in this game, and a lot of them are definitely underrated. Things like Ballpoint, Tenebrella, I feel like is a decent kit. I wouldn't say it's up there, but like it's a decent kit. I feel like a lot of kits are good. Like don't get me wrong, there's still bad kits. Sploosh Neo, not a great kit. Um, Luna Neo, not a good kit. Inkbrush Nouveau, not a good kit. But it's like things feel like the devs know what they're doing a little bit here. Where it's like, the backstory of this kit makes sense. Splatoon 2, it felt like they're just like throwing random stuff together. And then they'll just throw stuff at the wall. They're throwing things at the wall until it works. Whereas in Splatoon 3, it feels a bit more formulated. It feels a bit more like, we come to this conclusion. This is what we're going to do. And then you kind of see a backstory as to why this happened. And then you get things like the Neo Splash, where it's like, why? But it does make sense. Suction Bomb is a big thing with this weapon, with the Splash. Splatoon 1 had Suction Bomb and Suction Bomb Rush. Splatoon 2, Suction Bomb Rush. So, it makes sense to bring the Suction Bomb to the weapon. And then, Neo, Splash, and S2 had Bomb Rush, but the closest thing to that is Tri-Strike. I mean, ZNF Charger has it, so they definitely know. At least that's what they think. But I just feel like, they didn't compare it to other weapons and be like, oh, shoot, we have Tenatech. This is very similar to Tenatech. So, yeah. But I do feel like at the same time, other weapons are very different, like Tenatech, but it works, Like, I don't know. I just feel like most of the decisions in this game feel good. Good in terms of weapon kits and design of special weapons. Sub weapons feel great in this game, by the way. Main weapons feel pretty good. The only issue is Crab Tank, but the only reason Crab Tank is in it, like Crab Tank itself from a design perspective is fine. It's been fine since the game came out. What makes Crab Tank a problem is the maps, which isn't on the design of the special. It's on the maps. So you kind of have to cater the design of Crab Tank to the maps. If the maps were, S2 maps, except for like Walleye and Moray and stuff, the like Snapper Canal, Crab Tank could be good on that map, really good, because like I mean, taking out a Splatoon 2 meta and Splatoon 2 stuff, but just the map alone, you wouldn't be able to look across the entire map with Crab Tank, because of how large that map is. Like, yeah, and it doesn't have the problem of, well, Splatoon 3 maps. I'm sure you all know about it, but yeah. So it's like, I think Splatoon 3 is a really good balanced game in terms of like, well, not balanced design. The game balance isn't good when you look at the entire game scope of the maps and everything. But if you just look at the design of things, like, yeah, it was pretty good. I think Crab Tank's range is fine if you don't look at it in Splatoon 3 maps. That is, which is kind of the, why would you do that though? It's like, because it's in Splatoon 3. Um, I just feel like the balancing team isn't making the, like, I feel like the issue with Splatoon 3 is a lot. Matchmaking sucks, which is kind of a whole sector of issues. Matchmaking with communications, online stuff, etc. Um, Shoot, that's, but the all-in infrastructure when it comes to matching players together, and the whole online system of the netcode, the disconnecting situation, like that's bad. That's really rough in this game. Um, but I feel like it's worth it for the features that you get added. Like the jump from S2 to S3 in terms of features is big. Um, so yeah, like I feel like that makes the issues with connection kind of worth it in my opinion. It's not that bad anymore. Like it definitely was bad when the game came out, but I feel like it'd be better if they took the error message that appears when player disconnects to end the lobby or to end the match, and they just like shortened it, like, and they made a lot of the disconnect stuff a bit more in the background, where it's not like stopping the entire lobby. Like, oh, you have to redo it again. It's like just keep matching, keep the matchmaking going, or whatever. Like, there's ways you can mask it, but will they go that far? I don't know. Um, I need to pull up chat, man, because if I'm missing messages that are like really good, okay, cool. I'm not, because I'm having a good talk right now. Um, but yeah, it's like, okay, the issues of Splatoon 3. I talked about the netcode, the disconnecting situation, matchmaking. That's one subset of issues. And then we have the balance of the game just isn't there. What's wrong with the balance? They're not, they're being too cautious with this game, because in Splatoon 2, they made a lot of changes, and that resulted in things being over buffed and over nerfed, so it kind of became a mess. There was a point in time though where the game felt good, and that was in 3.0, and they just fucked it when they introduced main power up 4.0 and just made changes they shouldn't have made, or they just they over buffed things, they over nerfed things, etc. Um, and then in Splatoon 3, it's kind of continuing that, where it's like they don't wanna overbuff and over nerf things. So they're being very cautious and very like, all right, we gotta really make sure what we do is right. Hence why updates, these patches are every mid season and stuff. And why they want to be very careful with what they do, which makes sense. It shows that they learned, they developed, and etc. Um, but I do kind of miss that like, if you're patching the game every month, go crazy. you know, you get the gist. Like, it's okay if you overbuff things as long as you tune it back down the next month or so. You know, but I mean, they are updating the game mid season and then every 3 months. So about every 1.5 months, an update happens. Um, so it's like, you probably could, overtune things a little bit, but that change does last an extra half a month. So I don't know. Um, I guess because of there's like no new updates until 3 months, it's like these changes have to matter. to the devs, which just makes sense. But like, I just kind of wish they were a bit more, you know, experimental with things, with balancing their game, because we are in new territory for them in terms of balance. That's like the one thing I'll say. Splatoon's never felt this good, but at the same time, the balance does kind of suck. Like it took what up till now to get a crab tank nerf, a substantial crab tank nerf. That isn't what we need, but it's something. Like this should have been in like the first patch from crab tank really. Um, yeah. So balance is its own issue. Um, and it's also like it's caused a lot of things to be like more things are being um like like things just feel over nerfed at launch. When a new weapon came out, those three new weapons, they all just felt stupid weak. And I mean some do, but you know, it is what it is. But it's like um it feels like a lot of things in this game just don't feel broken. Which is good. Like you think it's a good thing, but like when you launch a new weapon and it comes out being broken, it's kind of a good thing because people are gonna play. It's gonna get a lot of attention. People are gonna go off of that. And right now in this current meta with Splash, we need that. we hey, it gets us off in Splash, which is good. Whereas if you unnerve it, it's not gonna get attention. It's just gonna be like thrown away immediately, and it's gonna be the entire weapon's identity for basically ever. Whereas ballpoint exists because of its meta. I feel like from it being broken at launch, like that is a big part of ballpoint and why so many players still play ballpoint today. I feel like, or I won't say so many, but people found out about the weapon. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's weapons that came out and then people were like, "Oh, this is shit," and then realize later, "Oh, it's actually good." But for a weapon to be pathetically weak at launch isn't a good thing. And then you just don't touch it for a while. Like I feel like if you do that and you start buffing it a bit, then you're fine. Because then players will be like, okay, I'm gonna touch this weapon now because it's getting constant big buffs. Whereas it's like, it's not, it's not happening in this game. It takes too long. But it could also be because of the updates, which we'll get into in a moment. So it's like the balancing of this game just isn't good. Splatoon 2 had much better balancing. But then again, we're not that far. We're a bit into the game, but you know, after a full year, you give it a year and a half maybe, if we're gonna be a bit lenient here. Well, no, because Splatoon 2 is supposed to have a year and a half of updates, I believe. But give it time, and then the game, like, give it next update, and the game should feel a bit better. I think next update will be a big, big game changer in terms of patches. Look at the last patch. We're gonna get a big change. I think crab meta is gonna end next patch. Like they're gonna give the crab tank a range nerf and shit because I don't know what else you do now. Like after the big slap you give it, yeah, it's about time we give it less range or something with that affects the thing outside of just end lag. But I'll take end lag. You know, it does feel weird. Um, but like it only feels weird because we've done this for like 7 months now, I think. So yeah. Um, was it 7? I don't know. Is it really 7 months? That's crazy. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, yeah, it's 7 months. Wow. Hello. I'm just talking about Splatoon 3 and its issues. I think I've done this before. Oh well. Um, talked about balance. That's a good bit on balance. And then let's discuss what was the other thing? Shit. Balance the updates. Splatoon 2 got the updates right. Now it's like every 3 months is like every 3 months isn't bad. I definitely like the 3 months in terms of the catalog and stuff. And just having a substantial update every 3 months makes so much more sense than what Splatoon 2 did. But it's just like your general smaller updates just aren't happening. Um, like the catalog makes sense to be every 3 months. It's perfect. But when you look at like adding new content to the game, 3 months ate it. Splatoon 2 did it better. Week League was a bit much. And it didn't add much content every week, so I could see people skipping out on that and just waiting for a more substantial update. But because every update's so small, it's just not gonna happen. So I liked how they made it monthly. But then Splatoon 3, just 3 months is like, it's a long time. And it doesn't even feel equivalent because they're only adding 2 maps every update. Whereas in Splatoon 2, every month you get a new map, which is weird. It's like a step back in that direction. Weapons are pretty identical. Um, I guess the thing is, Splatoon 2 always had new weapons come out that was either a weapon from Splatoon 1 that isn't in the game or an actual new weapon, um, which was cool. But at the same time, it's like, man. Um, Whereas this game, it's like, I don't mind it being a bunch of returning weapon kits. That's great. It's what the game needs. Um, but I definitely feel like we need some new weapons a little bit. But but Splatoon is so matured that I'm kind of like, I don't know what they can do for new weapons. Like eventually they'll like it's yeah, Um, so like I get why it's being more conservative, but it'd be nice to see some more new weapons. Um, but I feel like the issue with 3 is they like dedicated theme for each patch when it's not a good idea to do. Whether it's, you know, last patch was the new specials being added. Um, First one was new weapons. This one was second patch was um new specials. What's the next theme gonna be? Um, like could balance be a legit theme of a patch? Be a bit weird. But yeah, I just kind of look at things and be like, I don't know. It's a bit weird. The update cycle. I wish it was monthly again because that was a good. Well, not monthly. Like not everything be monthly, but like you would take the weapons and spread them out by 3 months, one map every month. Um, like just having new weapons every month be added, whether it's 3 or 4 weapons, even if it's returning kids, and then a new map every month. That'd be really good. That'd really help the game. That'd go a long way if you just did it that way instead. But I mean, you're just delaying the content, but still, it would work great because then everything else would still apply to things. Um, so yeah, like your big new thing, whatever it is, X battles, the new specials, all that still comes out. Well, to be fair, there was only 2 weapons with each special, so you could have launched one on the date of the new patch, and maybe you just did all 4, and then that's what's coming out your first wave of updates for 812. I think we got 12 kits. So then it would have been another 4 weapons of old kits and stuff coming out later. So the first one would be entirely new kits for those 2 weapons, or for those new specials. That makes sense in my opinion, and it kind of emphasizes the point of the patch a bit more, doing it that way than just here's 12 new kits or 12 returning kits or whatever. You know, um, yeah, I feel like that would have helped the game out a bit more because updates, because people right now just they come, they play the new games, they play new weapons, and then it's just during a month it gets old. Um, so that's an issue. Updates, which is a shame. And I feel like the Splatfest themes, it's just the same colors every single time, or it's just like, oh wow, there's a new shade of there's a blue now. Wow, that's a new color, all right. Like, but it was also from an earlier Splatfest or a different shade. It's like, man, Splatoon 2 at least had different color. I feel like regional Splatfest though were a good thing, but I want to give it time. I want to give it a year, um, before they start putting events in this game. Like if they can put on Splatfest events like they did in Splatoon 2, 48. They were 48 hours events, but if they do something like that in Splatoon 3, it'd be such a big deal. Even if it's like 36 hours. Wait, no, 48 hours. An extra 12 hours. Well, 24 hours, I guess, so 3 days. I don't know, because I feel like the time they have now for Splatfest is good. But I feel like if you want to do an event, the big thing of S2 was that they added an extra day for events or something like that. Um, which definitely helped. Whereas here it's kind of like, but yeah, Splatfest are a problem. I talked about that previously, and all those thoughts still apply. But it's just like the themes aren't good. I feel like regional had doing things regionally had better themes, but the themes in S2 weren't good. They were still bad compared to S1 themes, man. Like you had a SpongeBob Splatfest in Splatoon 1. Like, man, I thought 3 teams would help, but it ended up just make like you do get some good themes when it's licensed. I will say that when you do a licensed Splatfest with Pokemon or Zelda, like those have been some really good themes. Um, but like the other stuff has just been like the only good thing they've had that wasn't licensed that was rock paper scissors, and that was the first Splatfest too. Like, damn. But cause like Year Grub and Fun is too obscure. It's just like, where'd you get that from? I know Animal Crossing, but you could have made it Animal Crossing themed a bit more, you know. And then you have like chocolate. The chocolate Splatfest was just like sure. Um, yeah, you get the point. The alien one was like, why? This feels dumb. It's like nothing's felt like it was like this makes sense for a Splatfest. It just feels kind of like this is it. Pull up a Splatfest. Yeah, same with like sweet, sour, and stuff. Like, okay, why? Yeah. And then what else? Like Splatfest aren't there like they used to. And I talked about how things being sweaty with the matchmaking and stuff. So overall, it's like, man, this game was supposed to be so good. The map design is its own issue as well. Like the maps just suck. And while I'm thinking they could fix it, there's so many maps that it's like, and you'd have to change the maps in such a fundamental way that I don't know if you can do like, I want to have hope that they can fix the maps in like a revision they do later in the game. But like, damn, it's it's like, man, they got to do like half the map or something. But it's also, they were pretty. I think we had different map designers and they were hiring people too. So we'll see. But at least side order looks good. At least the game feels good to play, and it's honestly amazing. New features they've added to this game, quality of life stuff, goes such a long way on this game. Like it's a really good game. But man, its downsides definitely hurt. Whereas Splatoon 2, the downside of that game was like, yeah, it doesn't have content, but we got it eventually. That was good. The game balance never felt good. Ever since day one, it's just felt weak. And then you get to the late game where it's just missile spam, armor spam. You get the gist. A lot of spamability in that meta. Um, and it's like things just feel a bit toned back from S1 still. Um, so it just felt like the awkward middle child. But the balance wise, while it wasn't great, um, that's like for that being the worst thing about the game isn't that bad. Well, the kits weren't that great, but they were learning. Devs were learning from S1, where I don't know what happened in that game. They just I wasn't there for it, but it's like really these are the kits, and then you get to this game and it's like it's making a bit of sense. You got some good kits, you got some meh kits. Whereas in Splatoon 3, like the main weapon has a good kit for the most part. There's a couple weapons it doesn't, or I wouldn't say a couple. A decent bit of weapons have decent kits. Don't have the greatest kits, but it's not like half the weapons in the game. It's like maybe a quarter. It feels like, but the good kits feel pretty good. Um, but I digress. It's like Splatoon 3 is making a bit more of a sense, but it has its issues. But like the issues don't feel like Splatoon 2's issues where they get solved. I mean, we are pretty early in Splatoon 3 to tell, but like, man, to fix these maps is gonna take an all hail Mary, but an all hail Mary because like, jeez, it's rough. I mean, if they can get a good path for the future, of map design in this game, like now, or hell, even at the year point, we'll still have like a good chunk of the maps be good. Like we'll have a decent handful of good maps that they can really have some good maps near. I'm alright. I'm just a little like, I don't know if I'd say I'm tired, but I'm just like, I'm trying to chill. Cause I should have, I'd be up at like 10:45, and it's already like 4 a.m. But I'm kind of tired. I'm not, but I also kind of am because I've been tired the entire day. So yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know. I might end stream soon. I might not. I don't know. Let's see how long I ramble. Or how long I go about Splatoon 3. Um, but yeah, it's like Splatoon 3 just has its issues, but like they might fix it. I want to have hope. Even if they can't fix, like, even if they, halfway into the game about a year later, they go and fix the maps, or they add, like, they fix their map design issues and make some banger maps for the future. So when the game ends, we have at least half the maps be good that were added to the game at least. So not really half, because the game started with 12. But you get the point. And then they go and revise like a 1/4 of the maps that were already in the game at the year point, and then you make sure your future maps are really good too. You got a good, you got some good stuff there. Is the capture card making sounds? It might be. I'm just gonna mute it now. Um, you got yourself like a good stuff there. So I want to have hope, and let's hope it gets better, because right now it's the dark ages of Splatoon 3. But I have hope. Like, if this game can get good, like if they can fix the issue with this game and make this game feel like really good, like we could be in a good state. I really want to see that 3.0 meta come back again from Splatoon 2, because it was a really good meta. It was basically a triangle between shooters, Brellas, and was it sloshers or splatlings or something? Don't remember. Chargers, probably. I don't know. But it's like everything counted each other, a lot of diversity and stuff. It was like good, And then everything felt like it had a spot in the meta to some degree. Nothing felt like stupidly weak. At least I assume. But yeah, um, the meta didn't feel like it's dominated by one thing, which is cool. And then this is before main power up. So yeah, and like before the shooter bias existed in the game. I mean, I think Splatoon 2 in general had shooter bias from day one, because the buff shooters got was insane from Splatoon 1 to 3. I was 1 to 2 in general, but yeah. Um, yeah, just if they can fix the issues with this game, then I don't want it to be. It's not going to be perfect. It's just not going to be. If they can mitigate, like, even then, Splatoon 2 has Moray Towers. It has Walleye Warehouse. Maps that just, wow, those maps suck a lot. Like, just, Kelp Dome. It has those maps. Splatoon 3 is gonna have those sore thumb maps. Like, it just is. But I feel like even the worst of Splatoon 3, the Mahi Mahi resorts, the Hammerhead bridges. Oh, not actually, Hammerhead's kind of close to Walleye, but regardless, maybe even worse. But like, even then, I feel like Splatoon 3's maps aren't as bad as Splatoon 2's worst maps are, and definitely Splatoon 1. You know, like, we don't see a Salt Sprig Ray, Salt Sprig, whatever it is, Salt Spray Rig moment in S3. Like, God, no. Um, I'm glad we don't have that in S2 or 3. Um, but yeah, to be fair, that was just a total, like, oh yeah, they learned the lesson when they did Skipper Pavilion in S2. But I hope we see like a map like that be in 3. But anyways, yeah, that actually like really fixed the S3 map problem. Anyways, that's the maps. I think I've covered a lot of things about the game where I'm comfortable with. But if they can really I have confidence they will. Yeah, we're pretty deep into the game's development cycle. Where it's like what month? We are update 3, so we only had 2 updates. 2 out of I think 8 updates. Um, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So 7 updates, I think. So it would be version 8.0, but 7. We're only 2 out of the 7 updates. That's like not that bad when you think about it that way. So, yeah. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So it'd be, wouldn't it be 12 updates? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Oh, yeah. True. 12 updates. 2 to 12 updates are done. That's not even half. That's like, what? The next update would be a quarter of the updates of the game. 1/3 of them. So, no, wait, 3, 6, 9, 12. 1/4 of the updates. Not a third, but a fourth. And I feel like if we can start getting the game in the right direction at the 1/4 mark, that's good. That's really good. If 1/4 of the game, like if we have 1/4 of the updates done, and the game is looking like the updates are getting into a turning point, and things are looking a lot better for the game in terms of map design, maybe balance. I have full confidence in that's gonna do a complete 180 next patch. Like looking at the last patch, I can see the game balance. Well, I wouldn't say be a 180, but like look really really good. Just do a complete 180 and just like you know be what it should be, the balance, or pretty close to. It's not gonna be perfect. Yeah, that alone be good. If they can turn the maps around and actually put out, like they're trying to put good maps out. And I think next patch is gonna show us a turning ground for maps quite a bit. Because the new map Umami Ruins has cover, which is a big deal for S3 maps. They just gotta make mid a bit more bigger and add like extra ways into the enemy base, and you got yourself a good map. And give you like multiple. I mean, you definitely do have multiple ways in the mid. The problem is mid is just a hallway, and there's one way into the enemy base in Umami. So if we can fix that, good map. And stuff like that, which I don't feel like is much to ask for. So yeah, like I think the next map updates, the new maps will put things in a good direction. So yeah, and of course leagues being added with new modes and stuff. So I have good confidence the game's gonna be on a turning point next update. Like 3.0, like 2.0 sucked. 3.0 was okay. Things are looking better a little bit. And then mid-season things got a lot better with that balance patch. Not like fully where it should be, but better. And then I could just see next update being just a better turning point. Not like a complete 180. It's never going to be a 180, but it's going to be another 90-degree flip. Or it's going to feel like a 90-degree change. That makes sense. It's not going to be a full 180. It'll be like 90. It'll be like, okay, this is looking really good for the future. Like, I'm starting to get some confidence here in like this game's future. So I think that'll be good. Like if we can get that turning point happening now and start getting decent content, we'll be good. But anyway, decent is like better maps, um, better balance, and yeah, that's really all I want to see right now. Better balance, better maps. Update revamp can be um at the halfway point. Same with map redesigns, side order, etc. But I can see side order being the last concept for this game, like as the final thing. I don't think it will be. I think they'll have a second DLC update with the story mode, and then that'll be the final piece of content for the game. with a Splatfest coinciding it or after it or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll put this after the Splatfest. Who knows? Well, they like to do it. They like to do it like now, like when they announce it. So yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna call it there. It's 4:25. I need to be in bed in 15 minutes and be asleep in 20. But yeah, this was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I this conversation went from like being doubtful to S3 to having hope. We're not that deep into the game, you know. Things are looking better. Things will look better next patch, but right now, yeah. Like I don't think the matchmaking is gonna change. I don't think um I don't think they're gonna change the matchmaking or the connection issues. They might revamp how they work with things, like instead of it saying a communication error or not enough players, it just auto cues you into, like, it just keeps matchmaking and just auto bypasses the errors, so you don't know it's there. It's just invisible. That's probably the best way to handle it. Is just to mask the issues by just keep matchmaking, you know. Um. So yeah, instead of just telling the user what happened. Um. The worst errors are where it's like, oh, the server is operating normally, but it's an error. It's like, what? One time it counted as a loss on my rank. It's like, wow, harsh. Um, that was the one where I went like two. When I went like no, I think I lost three, but I won four. But oh well. I could have won five and lost one if it didn't end with either maps modes changing and rotation change or people leaving the lobby or whatever. I don't know. It's what ended the match or the lobby. I don't know. Weird to occur, but I don't remember what happened. But yeah, I no, maybe it was a comm error. I don't know, but whatever. Yeah. Um, yeah. I feel like S3 when it ends, it's gonna be a really good game. Because right now, like the story mode feels like pretty good, not like amazing, but it will. Looking at the art book, or at least what people are showing of the art book, the story mode was supposed to be much better. But I guess they like took it back. So like, oh, we gotta do this in like a year. Don't know about that. So they had to dial it back, which is a shame. A lot of Splatoon 3's designing with like maps. What Splatoon 3's map design? They come out with like a banger map and then they simplify it. When like you had a good base and like your base map, your beta prototype map, whatever you want to call it, that you've been showing us, the early versions of maps that we saw in like the trailers looked really good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like museum changes were really good. The difference in height thing was a big change, but I feel like a lot of its core features should have stayed. But I feel like I feel like you took things too dramatic. Like I feel like the beta versions of these maps, whatever you want to call them, were really really good. You didn't need to make the changes you made. You just need to give them the graphical quality and just go on with it. Like you had some good shit there. You could have just polished it up and that's the game. But yet you decided to go back and simplify these maps down more and more. The issue with that is when you publish a Splatoon game, then you put it out to the public, that's where you get to see the feedback. That's where a lot of your data should come from. That's where if you make changes based off the game, you don't just use the developers because you all know the game really well. But like the public is where they know some shit, you know. So using their feedback would have been great. But of course, in development, you don't want that happening. People are gonna leak this stuff, which is a shame. And even internally, like people can get good, but when you put it to the public, that's where you're like, oh wow, people want to like break the game. It's like it's crazy. I mean, like people are using squid rolling to abuse the map, to like break the maps. I wouldn't say break, but like get the places you shouldn't be, like on Mansa Maria, and how quick it's happening and stuff. Like, I don't think internally that happened, or at least they might have done it, but smallly, but very small. Where they probably never even focused on it. When I feel like you should, especially for a competitive shooter. I don't know. It's weird. It feels like Splatoon 3 is marketed to the competitive players a lot, but then it just doesn't satisfy those needs at all. But it tries to, but it doesn't do it, which is a shame. But yeah, like I mean, it probably will. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, give it time. Give it time. But yeah, it's like, man, Splatoon 3 could have been. Well, it'll be good. I need to stop saying, oh, Splatoon 3 will be, but Splatoon 3 could have been so much more. It will be. Give it time. I think that's gonna end my stream. Yeah, it's 4:30. I'll 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that 6 hours of sleep? Jeez. God, it's gonna suck. All right. See you later. At least a good thing is I can skip my second class, so I just go to my first class and then go back, go to sleep. I don't have schoolwork to do. I'm good. Well, I gotta study for an exam, but you know, yeah. All right. See ya.